Lesson 1. Telephone English Phrases. First, let's learn some essential telephone vocabulary, and then you'll hear examples of formal and informal telephone conversations. There are different types of phones. We have cell phones or mobile phones. A cell phone with more advanced capabilities is called a smartphone. There are also pay phones or public phones, where you have to pay money to make a call. The regular telephone you have in your house is called a landline, to differentiate it from a cell phone. The phone in the picture on the right is called a cordless phone because it is not connected by a cord. When someone calls you, the phone makes a sound. We say the phone is ringing. If you're available, you pick up the telephone or answer the telephone in order to talk to the person. If there's nobody to answer the phone, then the caller will have to leave a message on an answering machine or voicemail. Later, you can call back or return the call. When you want to make a phone call, you start by dialing the number. Let's imagine that you call your friend, but she's already on the phone with someone else. You'll hear a busy signal, a beeping sound that tells you the other person is currently using the phone. Sometimes when you call a company, they put you on hold. This is when you wait for your call to be answered, usually while listening to music. Finally, when you're finished with the conversation, you hang up. Now you know the basic telephone vocabulary. In the next part of the lesson, you're going to hear some conversations to learn some useful English phrases for talking on the phone. Conversation 1. Formal telephone conversation.
Midtown Computer Solutions. Helen speaking. How can I help you?
Hello, this is Ryan Bardos. May I speak with Natalie Jones, please?
One moment, please. I'll put you through. Mr. Bardos? I'm sorry. Natalie's in a meeting at the moment. Would you like to leave a message?
Yes, could you ask her to call me back as soon as possible? It's pretty urgent.
Of course. Does she have your number?
She has my office number, but let me also give you my cell. It's 472-555-8901.
Let me read that back to you. 472-555-8901.
That's right.
And could you spell your last name for me?
B is in Boston, A-R, D is in dog, O, S is in September.
Okay, Mr. Bardos. I'll give her the message.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Now let's listen to the second part of the conversation when Natalie calls Ryan back.
Hello?
Hi, Ryan. This is Natalie returning your call.
Hi, Natalie. Thanks for getting back to me. I was calling about the shipment of keyboards for our office. We haven't gotten them yet.
Oh, that's not good. They were supposed to be delivered 3 days ago.
Exactly, and we have a new group of employees starting on Monday, so we really need those keyboards as soon as possible.
Okay, I'll look into it right away. If necessary, we can send you an emergency overnight shipment.
Thanks, Natalie. I appreciate it.
No problem, Ryan. I'll call you back a little later, as soon as I have more information.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Let's learn the phrases from this formal conversation. From these conversations, we can learn phrases for beginning a phone call, taking and leaving messages, checking and clarifying information, and finishing a phone call. Beginning a call. When Helen answers the phone, she says, "Midtown Computer Solutions, Helen speaking. How can I help you?" This is a common way for a receptionist at a company or organization to answer the phone. Here are a couple alternatives. Thank you for calling Midtown Computer Solutions. How may I direct your call? Midtown Computer Solutions, good afternoon. To introduce yourself, you can say, "Hello, this is," and if you want, you can add your company name. For example, "Hello, this is Ryan Bardos." "Hello, this is Ryan Bardos from Paramount Publishing." Then ask to speak to somebody by using these phrases. May I speak with? Or could I speak with? You can also add the phrase I'm calling about or I'm calling to in order to give a reason for your call. Use I'm calling about to introduce a topic and I'm calling to introduce an action. For example, I'm calling about the job opening I saw in the newspaper. I'm calling to register for the upcoming conference. To connect or transfer the call, the receptionist says, "One moment, please, I'll put you through." A few other phrases for transferring a call are, "Please hold," "I'll transfer you," "May I ask who's calling?" or "Who's calling, please?" If you forgot to identify yourself at the beginning of the call, the receptionist will sometimes use this phrase to ask for your name. Let's learn phrases for taking and leaving messages. Unfortunately, the person Ryan wants to speak to is not available, and the receptionist says, "I'm sorry, Natalie's in a meeting at the moment." Here are some additional phrases to use when another person can't answer a telephone call. I'm sorry, she's on another call. I'm sorry, Natalie has left for the day. I'm sorry, Natalie's not in her office right now. I'm sorry, she's out of town at the moment. I'm sorry, she's not available at the moment. Then there are two common phrases that are used for offering to take a message. Would you like to leave a message? And can I take a message? If you don't want to leave a message, you can say, "No thanks, I'll call back later." There are two polite ways to leave a message. You can make a statement starting with please or a question starting with could you, usually followed by the verbs ask, tell, or remind, and then him if the message is for a man, or her if the message is for a woman. For example, could you ask her to call me back? Please ask him to call me back. Please tell him or her that the documents are ready. Please remind him or her that he or she has a dentist appointment tomorrow. Clarifying and confirming information. While taking the message, the receptionist used two phrases for checking and confirming information. Let me read that back to you. And could you spell your last name for me? The verb spell means to say the letters of the word. Ryan replies, B as in Boston, A, R, D as in dog, O, S as in September. It's common to use phrases like B as in Boston and S as in September with letters that can be frequently confused with others, such as B and D, S and F, or M and N. Finishing a call. When you want to finish the conversation, you can use signal phrases. These are phrases indicating that the conversation is coming to an end. For example, well, it was nice talking with you. Thanks for calling. Anyway, I should let you go. Or, anyway, I should get going. If you want to promise future contact, you can use one of the phrases from the second conversation, such as, I'll get in touch in a couple of days. Get in touch means contact you. I'll call you back a little later. Talk to you soon. Then you can finish the conversation with one of these final phrases. Bye. Take care. Have a nice day. The response is, you too. Bye. Conversation 2. Informal telephone conversation. Let's listen to an informal telephone conversation after Ryan gets home from work. Hello?
Hi, Linda. Hey, it's Ryan. How's it going?
Pretty good, thanks. How about you?
I'm fine. I'm sure glad it's Friday. Hey, is Peter there?
Yeah, hold on, I'll get him. Peter, Ryan's on the phone.
Hey, Ryan, what's up?
Not much. Are you up for going fishing this weekend?
What? There's a lot of background noise. I can barely hear you.
Sorry about that. I'm at the train station. I was wondering if you wanted to go fishing this weekend. I'm heading up to Mountain Lake with some friends early tomorrow morning.
Hang on a sec. Let me check with my wife to make sure we have no other plans.
Sure.
Okay, she's giving me the green light.
Sweet. We'll pick you up at 6 tomorrow morning. Is that okay?
Yep. Do you need directions to my place?
You still living on Willow Street near the community center?
Yeah, that's right. The yellow house, number 30.
Gotcha. I know how to get there.
All right. See you tomorrow, then.
Take care.
Bye.
Let's learn some of the different phrases used in an informal telephone conversation. In informal phone calls, most people answer the phone by saying hello, and the introduction is also different. In a formal conversation, we might say, hello, this is, and then your name. But informally, we would say, hi or hey, and then the other person's name, it's, and then your name. We see two different greetings in this conversation, how's it going and what's up. These greetings require different answers. You can answer, how's it going? Or the similar question, how are you doing? With, great. Pretty good, thanks. Not so good. And the typical answers to what's up are not much or nothing much. The phrase how about you is used to ask the same question to the other person. Notice that it is spoken like this, how about you? In the formal conversation, Ryan used the phrase may I speak with, but in an informal conversation, you can use these phrases. Is Peter there? Is Peter around? Can I talk to Peter? If the person is not available, some informal responses are, sorry, he's not home right now. He's not here. He's still at work. He's at the gym. This conversation also contains some expressions for asking someone to wait. For example, hold on. Hang on a sec. Just a minute. Or just a sec. The formal equivalent of these phrases would be 1 moment, please, or please hold. At one point, Peter can't hear or understand Ryan. Here are some phrases to use if you're having difficulty hearing the other person on the phone. There's a lot of background noise. I can barely hear you. You're breaking up. Could you call me back? The expression breaking up here means that you can only hear parts of what the other person is saying, because the signal is bad. We have a bad connection. Sorry, I didn't catch what you just said. Could you speak a little louder? Say this if the person is speaking too quietly. Could you speak a little more slowly? Say this if the person is speaking too fast. What did you say? That's an informal phrase. The more formal versions are, could you repeat that? Or, could you say that again? If the bad connection causes the call to fail, you can call the other person back and say this. Hi, it's Ryan again. Apparently we got cut off. Cut off is a phrasal verb that means the call failed or disconnected. Towards the end of the conversation, Ryan uses the expression gotcha. This is a very informal phrase that means I understand. Another option is got it or right. Now take the quiz to test your memory of the telephone phrases from this lesson, and then proceed to Lesson 2.